Hello, Sam here. Let's do another Leetcode question together. We're going to choose one at random. Let's see what we get. And I'll start the timer here in the top right. We're doing Hamming distance. That's fun. The Hamming distance between two integers is the number of positions at which the corresponding bits are different. Given two integers, return the Hamming distance between them. So this is a binary question, it looks like. We have 1 and 4, 2 to the fourth bit, third bit, 2 to the 2 is 4, 0, 1, 2. And these point to where they are different. I think we could do bitwise operations here. There's two ways I was kind of thinking about this. XOR the two ints, so we only keep different bits. Then just keep dividing by 2 and checking the least significant bit. XOR will be O of 1, divided by 2 log n, so this will end up being a log n approach for n bits. And then we just have a O of 1 space. I wonder if this mathy trick for counting bits. I'm not sure about that. I guess we could do some sort of pre-calculate all bit counts and then it'll be O of 1 at the end, and then we'd have O of 1 times. So I kind of like that idea too, but we'll come back to that. I mean, I think we did this before, 4 gigs worth of data there, so that's not the end of the world. We'll just start with a simple one. I think it's that. So x XOR y, diff is equal to that. And then we want to go through the values of diff. So the way we'd like to do that is while diff count equals 0, while diff count plus diff and the least significant bit, and then diff right shift to reduce by 1, and that's the same as divided by 2, truncated, and then return the count. And I think that's our whole thing. This is O log n for n bits in int. This is O of 1. Technically log n probably for n bits or something like that too, but there's so many optimizations in the compilers for these things. Okay, I think that's it. Let's try it. Ooh, is it slow? Is right shift the wrong answer? Did I just hit an infinite loop for no good reason? Ooh, what happened here? Is it left shift? Oh, silly, extra dash, my bad. I was just doing a compare there. The right shift, okay, there we go. Case 2, case 1, 2, I wonder for a 0. If they're exactly the same, the XOR of them will be 0, so it'll be a 0. All right, let's try submitting this. All right, and we got it in 4 minutes and 22 seconds. So I feel pretty good about that. Pretty straightforward. I think we could try thinking about some other ways to do this, but happy to see we're comfortably in the bell curve. There might be some minor optimizations here. For example, I think one thing you could do instead of counting them directly is you can just return diff.bitCount, I think is the function called, but generally an interview would not allow you to use this. Let's try it and see how that looks. Either way, we're comfortably in the safe zone. So let's submit with bit count. And yep, as you can see, it's actually, this one was a little bit slower, even though it's technically going to be faster. This is again in the back end of the Leetcode. There's a lot of variance in how they run the code, so I wouldn't worry about anything plus or minus 20 milliseconds too much, unless you see some interesting bimodal distribution or something. Either way, what a fun little question. Here's the new code. Technically, it's a 2-liner. You could even do this in 1 line if you really wanted to, I think, pull these together. I think it's good to have a basic understanding of how you pull down through this space straight away. There are some other approaches which I completely ignored. There was the mathy one. There was the brute force approach. I think it would actually be harder is divide down and comparing bits and count that way. I think that would actually be harder to implement because you need to keep track of which bit you're on for each integer. And the only way you could do that is probably starting from the least significant bit, going outwards until you hit a number bigger than the biggest int. And you could do that, but I suggest not doing that. Yeah, just know about this XOR trick. So good to know, good to do. Really enjoyed that. I hope you all enjoyed it as well, and see you next time. Cheers.